Driving it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez.
From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing ass says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
Well, you look at that. It is Wednesday, which means it's time for our Hump Day Honey to join us.
I'm back.
Ken Mejia-Beal, guest co-hosting. Let's just, right out of the gate, let's just have I came in.
I'm enthusiastic today.
Well, you're enthusiastic. First of all, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with New York?
New York. Let's start with New York.
All right. Hi, everybody. Let's start with New York. Let's go.
I am so excited. And I think so many of us in the progressive movement are excited. For those of you who don't know, all of his candidates won their primary.
Donnie's candidates.
Yes. And that is what New York needs. And I hope that those of us in Chicago and Los Angeles and those of us in blue states start taking back our government from the moderates and the centrists, and we start putting it in the hands of progressives. That is how we do it.
Agree. And it's interesting. I saw something that caught my eye because from you and I, from personal experience, from having run for office, you've been in a position, you were elected to your board. No? Were you not? Democrat?
I was Democratic chair. Yes.
Democratic chair.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
And you run elections. You've been a part of the process. One of the things that caught my attention was endorsements.
Yes.
The way people having a Schumer endorse or Jeffries or all this. Because when I ran for office and the faces of people like Dick Durbin and Lori Lightfoot and Quigley and people told me that if they didn't know me personally, they would have gone by those endorsements.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing that people who see those faces, those names, who've been there forever, who have been holding the line to go doing the status quo, not holding our Supreme Court accountable for their corruption. So
let me say this.
It's amazing.
At this stage, you could not, if I were running for office in 2026, you could not pay me enough money to put a Dick Durbin endorsement or a Schumer endorsement on any piece of literature that I would say. You could not pay me. You couldn't do it.
Exactly.
I said what I said. I'm going to get emails tomorrow.
No, I
don't care.
I went into Quigley's office, and to his credit, he took it from me for an hour and a half when I yelled. I was in his face.
Right.
And it had built because I kind of was like, everyone told me to let it go. You don't want to be the person that's bitter. And then he would show up at our neighborhood meetings talking about doing the farmers market. At any rate, I'd had enough.
Right.
When, he wasn't paying attention to some really egregious cases of sexual assault and abuse in the Chicago Park District lifeguard system. And I get that the municipality is not his thing, but what got me was he was talking about the funding that he was bringing back for the Park District. So you do have some impact on this.
Yeah.
And so that's when I kind of, and again, there was a young woman in his office who really had to navigate the conversation because I said, why would you endorse weaponizing the trauma of rape survivors, of homicide survivors?
Right.
And so what I'm saying is that, Quigley's face on those mailers and not independent expenditures.
I know.
Literally saying
I know
that I'm a disgusting extremist who can't stand up for women in cases of rape and incest.
I also want to say if I were running for office in 2026, I would love I would send out my own mailers of moderates calling me an extremist. That would be the commercial.
Yeah.
Yep, I sure am. I think you deserve health care. You deserve child care.
And again,
you deserve to be happy. Extreme.
Congressman Quigley let me speak my piece and said that he would be more mindful and thoughtful about how he rubber stamped endorsements. And
isn't what's important.
And that's what that's what anybody, we want to be heard. This is a time for voters. We want to be heard.
Correct.
And we want people to be held accountable.
Correct.
And that is what's making a lot of people crazy is to see the status quo of not moving the ball down the field, of having come out of 4 years knowing when we have people talking about the deflecting pool and that they think that Antifa is going out there with buckets of algae and a knife with a 350 box cut. It's insane. And we know that they were taking dumps in offices, in Pelosi's office, and looking for her. They had a what do you call it? They built
the MAGA people are the algae. No, I had to catch myself because the 7-second delay wouldn't have worked. The algae is the least of their problems.
Exactly.
Don't worry about the algae.
Yeah.
I don't think they even knew what algae was or knew the word until Trump uttered the word. I don't think their intelligence is that high.
I know.
And they don't believe in science. No. They don't understand algae.
Exactly. What I'm saying is, what I was trying to get to is that they built a lynching platform in front of the Capitol.
Correct.
And they're getting their panties in a bunch over a deflecting pool. Yeah.
I don't care.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's interesting you bring that up.
Sure.
They can't handle like facts, and
No.
we know over and over again they vote against their own best interest.
Yes.
And I have said
Yes.
I have said that they only vote whatever their single issue is, and it's compiled over the years. For
Yes.
some it was abortion,
Yes.
for some it was guns. For then it became, and I would say where I have felt it starting after 9/11 with Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah.
When I was in Birmingham when they opened their office there, and it was entirely for immigrants, right? This slog, and then this gain of momentum of anti-immigration, anti-people of color.
Yeah, Islamophobia especially.
Yes, and it is entirely like those folks are never going to be swayed. I'm sorry,
No.
they're never going to be swayed.
No, and that's why I look at and maybe that's my issue with more the moderate ring.
Yes.
Is because I'm in a place where I know these people cannot be spoken to.
Yeah.
They
can't.
Or maybe they can. I'm not the one to do it.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I live here on planet Earth. And so when I hear the moderates like, well, I'm working across the, what are you working with?
Yeah.
Because what is the middle? These people want to have the ICE in our streets, ruining our neighborhoods. They want to send women back 50 years. They hate minorities, whether they admit it or not. The
Yep.
policies they pass, they don't like LGBTQ folks. They think we're all freaks. This party is built on a system of hatred and denial. They hate and then they deny it. They hate and then they deny. Why are you working with them?
And why do you keep begging them to like you?
Yes, it's crazy to me.
How do we talk to MAGA? Let's go to a coffee shop and see what's going on.
Yeah, the only thing
Why
you
are
should
we
be
always
saying to
asking
them is the F word. That's the only thing you should be saying to them. Why are you going to coffee with them?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why?
I'm fired up.
I'm like, be fired up.
Well, it's the whole New York thing, Gabe. Can you tell I'm so
Tell folks
excited.
the results of the sweep that happened.
I mean, it was just such a beautiful thing. I can't even, I don't have the numbers, but it was such a beautiful thing. And I was on the phone with some of my political friends, and I said, guys, 2028, let's do it. That's my phone. I'm throwing it on the floor.
No, I thought it was me.
2028, let's start challenging
yeah.
the people that are so busy working across the aisle that they have forgotten about the base.
Yes.
It's about the base.
I'm all about that. We making trainer all of a sudden? I'm all about that base.
I sure am.
Base.
Who knows? Maybe I'll run in 2028. I'm totally joking. My congressperson will be Daniel Biss, and he's a fighter.
So here's one number in the New York 10th. The winner was Lander over Goldman, and it was 66%
Beautiful.
of the vote.
That's great.
It's amazing. So anyway, that's just one of the numbers. It looks like the numbers were huge.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Because in blue states, and I'm not talking about the purples and the reds right now, but we have to start running progressives. We have to stop listening to the moderates say, because I've heard this before, well, we can't have a primary because that'll hurt the party.
Yep.
And what if a Republican wins?
That was always the hey, the Republican wins.
Womp womp.
Then you know what? Then them's the breaks. Then you didn't.
Then those are the breaks.
You didn't win the argument.
Nope.
That's
it.
You didn't win the argument. I'm just
I agree.
You didn't win You didn't win hearts and minds.
I'm telling you right now, that phone is blowing up right now. My emails
Are you getting in trouble?
Oh, I don't care though.
Okay, all right then.
I don't care.
Hello, you heard what I just did for a few minutes there. Like, Patty does not. I told you, I like walking into rooms and having people go, oh God, she's here. Democrats.
I enjoy it too.
I cost them money. And that was the thing that like people would say to me on the phone.
It's not costing the money.
They said that to my face
that's
and
a
my
lie.
ears.
It is holding folks accountable,
Yeah.
and they don't like being held accountable. And we refuse, as progressives, what you cannot do to me as a black gay man in America is look at me when I'm holding you accountable and part your mouth and say, but the Republicans.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I won't accept it. We're not talking about that right now.
And the thing we're talking about too is, but they're incumbents, right?
Right.
These are some of these races where
Let's talk about what you did.
Yes.
Don't talk to me about the Republic. Let's talk about you.
I have a friend who's a former elected, and he did a fundraiser a few weeks ago, right? And there were some electeds that he had invited, and they said to him, electeds, like including someone in an executive office in Illinois, who was invited, and they said, I don't know if Patty wants me to go, wants me to be there. And I'm like, what kind of a wuss are you?
I would go.
You made a choice. You stand behind it. You made an endorsement for someone who weaponizes the trauma of rape and homicide survivors. Why? So stand
in your square and own it.
Come to the
on.
fundraiser.
Yeah.
We had some uncomfortable elevator rides when I was working for the state of Illinois.
I'm sure you did.
Dude is a tall.
But with that said, I do want to talk about my ballot in particular. I'm very lucky. I have the best governor in the country. I have the best state rep, Kelly Cassidy. I have a great state senator, Mike Simmons. I have Daniel Biss as my congressman. I am in heaven. So I have no.
I may have to move.
You should. I love my neighborhood. Moving was the best thing that ever happened to
I have
me.
no working relationship with any of my electeds anymore.
Come on, be my neighbor.
I did not just burn those bridges. I went, ha! There's nothing left.
Come be my neighbor.
There's no building bridges.
I have the best people representing me in the world, and I wouldn't change it for. And we're gonna have Juliana Stratton as our senator.
Yeah.
Like I love our. I love it.
Speaking of our lieutenant governor.
Yes, let's talk about our lieutenant governor, our
Yes.
future lieutenant governor.
How exciting. Tell the folks what's happening next Wednesday.
I just moved the mic. Next Wednesday in studio, we will have our future lieutenant governor, Christian Mitchell, in the office, in the studio.
Oh, did we not tell Lady
live.
B? Did you know Lady B?
Lady B, it's official.
Lady B, I'm just saying.
I got emails, but I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
And I met him years ago in Springfield. He's a great guy, and I'm excited to vote for him.
He is one of the most measured. So when I was in Springfield screaming about the cuts in services that help people who need them the most, seniors, people with disability, children, people who are already marginalized, and now let's not even get. We'll talk about that too. How bad it is at the federal level. But Representative Christian Mitchell was one of the most measured, level-headed people in the House.
Yes.
And I was always impressed and thankful for his work. So I'm glad to see he's.
I think we're going to be in great hands, and I stand by the fact we have the best governor in the country.
I think
the best.
I think that sounds. There's some things.
There's always going to be some things, but comparatively, we have the best.
You know what it is? It's the state's attorney that I have an issue with the way they're going after protesters and not doing what Minnesota is doing, is going after ICE agents who are wreaking havoc and violence.
We should talk about that.
I'm just saying
we should talk about that.
Let's talk about that. Let's take a break here. We should also thank our sponsors.
Let's do it.
Need to print this out. Now, what are you doing for Pride? Where will you be?
Where am I going to be?
I'm
going to be with you. I'm going to be with you.
Me. I wasn't sure if you had other organizations.
No, not on the float, though.
Okay.
Because they would not let me wear a Speedo. So I said, if I can't wear a Speedo,
is that
I'm
the
not
conversation
going on
always?
not going on the float. So I will be on air.
Excellent. Oh, you're gonna be at the Center in Halstead.
Yes.
Okay, so you'll be at the Center in Halstead with Scott Duff and Ellen Miller out in Chicago, broadcasting live. We will be float number 64, and our sponsors are Berman, Kia, and Hyundai. Nope, that's not right. Is that right? Subaru. It's Berman Auto Group. I've got to get this
Deer
right.
in the headlight.
It's Berman Auto Group, Kia, and Subaru. Also want to thank our friends at Social Change, Todd Belcourt, and an incredible team of the people that work helping our neighbors, making sure they have access to food and shelter and expunging records.
Yes, that's very important.
After incarceration. The Social Change will be on the float with us. We'll also be joined by Pride Coffee Roasters. We have our friends from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, our friends from Illinois Vets for Change. Yes, we've got the Chicago Community Acupuncture. Thank you, Dr. Jason Purcell.
Yes.
We've also got our friends from, I think that's everybody. I'm going to miss somebody.
And we thank you all. We thank you all is very important.
Mm-hmm. I think again, everybody. Pride Coffee Roasters. We got our friends from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Social Change, Berman Auto Group, and Chicago Community Acupuncture. Illinois. You know what? Maybe I should write this. I should be writing down. This is a long list, and I'm very grateful for everybody.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna say their names twice. That's how much I'm grateful. And you can go to our website and learn more about our sponsors, all of our sponsors here at WCPT. Let's take a break here and continue our conversation with Ken Mejia-Beal, my Hump Day Honey, in studio.
Because facts matter. You are listening to WCPT 820.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or
Pete.
Patti Vasquez is taking your calls now.
We need to speak out about this.
At 773-763-9278.
Hello.
It's Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us as we continue our drive home. Ken Mejia-Beal joining me in studio, my hump day honey, and he's very excited about the results of last night's elections.
Yes.
Primaries,
Primaries, yeah.
In New York, Mayor Zoran Mondani's candidates.
I want to do it in every blue state across America.
Amazing. It is.
Let's do it.
He showed the strength of his progressive coalition in New York on Tuesday night, proving that his win as mayor was not a fluke.
No.
A lot of people feel like it was like just people, we want a regime change.
I think people fail to realize how badly those of us at the bottom are doing. I don't think they understand. We are not doing well. We simply are not doing well, and they don't get it because they don't listen to us, because we're not the elite and we're not going to the fancy fundraisers and the tea parties because we can't afford to go. Right. We are suffering.
Yes.
And they don't get it.
They do not.
We can't go to your town halls because we're working 2 to 3 jobs.
And if you even show up at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? Democrats are holding more of them, obviously.
No, of course. That's what we're good. Democrats are the party for communication. I will never take that away from us. But I think those in the upper, echelon of society, they don't realize how bad it is for those of us. They don't realize it. And I don't think they don't care. I want to be very clear. Right. I don't think Republicans care. I think with the Democrats, I think those of us at the top, they simply don't know because we're not in their room. Okay. We're not in the room. Yeah, I agree. It's easy to say you don't exist if they don't see you. Yeah, because to them we don't. Exactly. But we're not doing well, folks. No. Yeah. I think that's right. Jim, what's on your mind, my friend?
Hi, Ken. Hi, Patty. Hey, who's the poor soul who didn't get his mangoes for breakfast? It's bothering me. You mentioned it yesterday.
Mangoes? Was it me?
The gal was. Her father didn't get her mangoes down.
You're talking about Tulsi Gabbard. So you know about Tulsi Gabbard being a part of a cult? This is crazy. I've heard. Yeah, I think it was the cult leader who didn't get his mangoes for breakfast and fired somebody.
Oh, that's it. Well, I feel sorry for the guy. Jeez, that's a tragedy, not to get your mangoes that time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I was going to mention...
yes, here it was. Here it is. Mike Gabbard, for Time, oversaw the guru that she's under the power of, Chris Butler. Her parents were disciples of his. And Mike Gabbard, for Time, oversaw Butler's personal affairs until he was fired for lapses and including failing to ensure a supply of fresh mangoes for Butler's breakfasts. We're not doing well on the ground.
No kidding. Anyway, what about these off-the-wall sentences down in Texas? A 100-year sentence to one guy with the gun. Then the rest of the conspiracy got 50 years, 60 years.
Is awful. It's horrible.
What kind of insane sentences are those? And, has one ICE agent gone to jail? Has one ICE agent gone to court?
No.
And they're putting these people in jail for 50 years? Well, they've got to be on the list of the pardon list.
By the way, just so you know, in addition to that ruling, the sentencing, there's a new policy for the AG giving the Attorney General the authority to send any federal prisoner to any prison in the country. So if you are a critic of Donald Trump's and they want to hurt you even more, they can send you wherever they want now.
Yeah, sure, because this guy's a sadist. This is Trump's personal lawyer. This is that nut. I guarantee you, he's into the 100 IQ rate. He's no higher than that because he's really astute. And then the other thing is he bum rapped our Governor Pritzker for the violence in the city. But we all know they're holding their money back. But I don't know what you guys think. I think Pritzker, to me, looks like a favorite to win this presidential.
I don't know about that. A lot can change.
A lot can change.
I know. I'm not saying that, but I mean, the more I see of him and the more he talks, the more I like him. I don't know, but you guys think. I don't know.
I do agree with you, Jim, and I just want to point out something you said is very spot on. Under Governor Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson, the violence, the crime has actually gone down tremendously, and that's the part that they leave out.
They're working hard at it.
Yes, they are.
And Brandon Johnson, for my money, is, they call these guys socialists in New York. And for my money, Brandon Johnson is as good as the mayor of New York. In fact, I think he's even a little ahead of him because if he got his way, he can do a lot more good than he's doing. You know what I mean? Because
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, Chicago's a lot different than New York. I mean, the city council of Chicago, you know how that is. You know, it's like a nightmare. But I like them both anyway, guys. But those sentences are insane, Patty.
Yeah, no,
and,
that's horrific. I agree.
If I don't get my mangoes tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do.
We'll make sure Tulsi gets on that.
They'll be there bright and early, Jim.
Crazy story. Thank you so much, you too. Let's take a phone call from Al in Franklin Park. Calls are being taken in the order they were received. Hey, Al, what's on your mind, my friend?
I got three things. Let's see what I get through. Number one, we haven't talked much about the fact that ranked choice voting was being used in New York.
Oh,
let's talk about it.
Okay.
And I think that affected it, and that's how I understand it, but I'm not finding a lot of information about it, and I'm wondering if that's being suppressed a little bit because it works so well. But I'm pretty sure, so that's something to talk to about, your ranked choice voting experts. So,
yeah, well, I am trying to find information about whether or not it was across the state because I know that they have it. I'll take a look right now. But if it was in part, the results are because of ranked choice voting, which would be less incentive for moderate Democrats.
I love ranked choice voting.
I agree with you completely.
I think it's great.
I agree. I have to agree with you completely. So I think that I don't know that it was statewide for the primaries. I'm not finding a story that says that it was statewide ranked choice voting in New York primaries. But I'll double check on that.
Some of the reps were from New York.
Yes.
And so I think they would have been affected by it. And then I saw a screening last night of Sins of Our Fathers, which is about Christian nationalism and how slavery and Jim Crow and is in our politics right now. And we had Matthew Predgram, who was one of the authors of the movie, on the screening last night too, and it was very good, talking about how we need to make sure that everybody understands, what our true history is that is getting covered up of slavery, of this, and getting people to understand that is very important. To get them onto our side. And, I'm this big guy that talks a lot about how we're being run by the ultra rich. And I think they want us all sitting here fighting with each other and not paying attention to them. And I'm hearing a lot more of that on some of the interviews that you've had here, like on the Rick Smith show, and Joan had somebody on last week too. So it's just showing up more, but we really got to be paying attention to the class issue because it all comes down to that, in my opinion.
I agree.
And the media takeover.
Agreed.
And the last thing, if I can grab it in, is we did that screening last night, and tonight we have youth voices from the Northwest Suburbs Organizing for Action, NWSOFA. And if you look up One Day Is Now under mobilize.us, you'll see our 7 o'clock Zoom meeting where we're talking with some young voices about voting. And one's going to be from Wheeling and Young Dems, and I forget where the other one is, but they're really good conversations that we have.
Excellent.
And then they do get recorded, and they do get put on the Northwest Suburbs Organizing for Action YouTube channel as well when they're done.
Nice. I appreciate the update. Thank you so much. You have a good evening.
Have a good night.
I'm going to run to the break right now. Let's take a break here. My guest co-host, my Hump Day honey, Ken Mejia-Beal, joins me in studio. We'll take a break and continue taking your phone calls when we come back on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal and KKNW 1150 in Seattle. And we're also glad that you're here. And those of you who are tuning in on our digital platforms as well, or listening in the future on our podcast.
Our future listeners.
Future listeners. Thank you, Politics Bar, for that. I love that concept. Future listeners. Future people.
Hey, Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's progressive talk from TuneIn.
Vasquez is taking your calls now.
All right, let's hit it.
At 773-763-9278.
I got a lot to say.
It's Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
And it is Wednesday, which means my Hump Day honey joins me. Ken Mejia-Beal, who has agreed to wear a shirt that says "I'm bi for Patty." Just bi for Patty, not I'm.
Bi for I am. That's all that matters.
Al wanted to follow up what I just told you about about ALFP. So you can go to mobilize.us. Join One Day Is Now. Young Voices Build Stronger Democracies. June 24th at 7 Central again on Zoom, and that's the Indivisible. It's going to be tomorrow at. That's tonight, 7 to 8:30. I apologize.
Yeah,
today, and it's a virtual event. So you can go to mobilize.us and search for Indivisible. And their One Day Is Now. Young Voices Building Stronger Democracies.
Thank you, Al, so much.
Appreciate that. We also we were talking a little bit about our Pride Parade prep.
Yes.
And I'm very excited. It's going to be a little warmer. I mean, because we've had beautiful temperatures the last couple of days. Yesterday was gorgeous. Monday was fantastic.
Wednesdays are just always rainy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a little bit rainy, and then it's going to be 86 degrees is the forecast right now for.
I can't wait for you to see my Pride outfit.
You're also going to be inside air conditioned, aren't you?
I sure am.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
I mean, if you are able to check out the live broadcast.
I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
I usually stop. I think
you do every year,
but I think that they've moved the parade earlier. I feel like it used to start later, and the kickoff now is at 11. Didn't it used to be at noon?
Yes.
Because I'm not an early person, and so when they told, I know 11 is not early. I am not because
it's 11. I mean,
we'll have to be there at 10, but it means I have to be there at 10,
which is still double digits. So it means
but it also means, it's also like getting up, getting ready. I live farther away. You know what I'm saying? Getting through traffic. I park at the end of the route, then I have to come back through.
Got it. Okay.
I have to work backwards.
No, I understand. I take a train.
I work from it's a 3 hours. Is in total.
I work backwards too.
Yeah.
That's how I always get to the
airport. My 7 o'clock. Like 7 o'clock is my. I'm just saying.
I'll be up.
I'll be up. I like to take my Saturdays and Sundays slowly, but
you know what?
It's Pride Sunday.
This is something has stuck with me my whole life, and my grandfather always said this, and it stuck with me. The reason people are not productive is because we change our sleep schedules when we are not working.
Yes,
and that is something I wake up at the same time every day, regardless, and I don't ever have a case of the Mondays.
You treat it like a job, don't you?
Life is a job.
I know. They say that's a really healthy thing to do.
Life is a job.
I know.
Yes.
You're supposed to get up at the same time every day.
Yes.
So presumably you go to bed at the exact, but you don't go to bed at the same time every day because.
No. So I get less sleep on the weekend.
I was gonna say.
I'm not sleeping on the week. I get like 4 hours on a Friday night.
Okay. All right. So that's a good point. And also, before I go to the phones, I do want to tell you what I was telling Ken off the air, which is that I just freaked out.
Yes, you did.
Because you asked me, can I talk about what you were asking about?
Yeah, strawberry aloe vera water. It's amazing.
And so, what are the properties of aloe vera water? Like, because I know it's good for your skin.
It's great for your skin, and it's
from the inside out too.
Yes.
Okay.
It's good for collagen.
You have very nice skin. You're beautiful.
Well, it's the aloe vera water and the salmon. A lot of omega-3.
Okay, so I'm going to pull the curtain way back. I don't know how many times I've talked about this on the air.
Sardines.
Or if you even know about this. Yeah, so I keep missing Tin Fish Tuesday. So I can't open tinned fish in my house. My husband, I could air it out. I could take it out to the backyard. I could bury it. I could open all the windows, run a fan
You
for
just have
hours.
to have lunch at my place.
And he still can smell it. Yeah. So I go to everyone's office. I might have missed Lady B today, but I asked permission.
I did hear about this.
So yeah. Oh, yeah. Can they smell it in the kitchen?
You have a reputation around here.
Yes, I know. I eat about 2 to 3 cans of
We all know.
fish
It's in the memo.
every week. I only do it here.
It's in the memo.
So I bake. So you can, in some of these, you have to make sure that the lining of the tin is safe, but you can just put it right in the toaster oven with a little bit of cheese.
You're not doing that here, are you?
I did. I asked permission. I know. I said I was a bad person, but I can't do it anywhere else. So I asked permission here. I know. Poor Jorge's right next to. Antonio came out. He was like, "What's burning?" They said that I could do it if I did it before Lady B's pizzas on Fridays, but I don't think that. Yeah, but then Lady B's pizza is going to taste like sardines.
You are a monster.
Do your pizzas taste like sardines, Lady B?
Absolute monster. This is shameful.
So it gets crazier. I also had decided recently to make my own ginger bug, which is fermenting ginger in sugar, molasses, or I did kind of a combination. But at any rate, so it gets it gets volatile. So you have to pop it to let some of the air out.
Yeah.
So the ginger bug has been safe, but I finally decided it was time to ferment my own soda, syrup, and ginger bug. And you're supposed to pop it and air it out every day. And I just realized I might not have done it since. Hey, sweetie, if you're listening, could you?
Yes.
But see, I think it'll be fine for the next hour and a half. I think we'll be fine. And here's the thing: I moved it next to the sink so that the cleanup would be easier in the event that it got away from me.
I love a person that prepares for their own downfall.
I'm like, well, this is going to be a disaster.
I love this story.
It can't possibly explode. And that's. Do you hear what my husband has to put up with at home? Sardines and fermenting.
I feel so
sodas.
sorry for him.
I'm just curious.
No idea.
I've heard great things about making your own ginger bug and fermenting your own sodas. I mean, like, I don't think we should have just left that for like the pandemic when people were making their own, yeast starter.
I think we should.
I feel like I missed my window. I'm also going to be doing TikTok dance videos with my ginger bug.
Please, let's do it. I'll join you.
All right.
I'll be on roller skates.
I love that. Okay. You just try. Poor Ron from Michigan's like, I get on the air and talk about solar panels.
Yes.
Hey, Ron, what's on your mind, my friend?
Hello, folks. First of all, I want to apologize to Lady B. I had a mental brain freeze when I was talking to her. But I had another subject, if I may, before I get to the solar panels. Teddy Roosevelt. There's a big thing about Teddy Roosevelt right now, and they're glorifying him, especially the station down the dial where you used to work, Patty. But from my knowledge of Teddy Roosevelt, he was a racist, and he won the Congressional Medal of Honor, if I'm not mistaken, for his exploits during the Spanish-American War. Now, I think he won the medal for was the charge of San Juan Hill, which is a fabrication because it was the Buffalo soldiers which he discriminated against. He wouldn't allow them to participate in the initial charge, even though they were most highly qualified militarily. And it wasn't until his white cowboys and intellectual Teddy Roosevelt's gang were pinned down, and the Buffalo soldiers had to come to their rescue, which got Teddy Roosevelt his Medal of Honor. And in the early pictures of the aftermath of the battle, the veterans, there was numerous Buffalo soldiers in there. But if you look at pictures now, they've been eliminated, all right? And one of the reasons I think Fox and WGN, which is turning more and more fascist every day, they're honoring Teddy Roosevelt because of his racism. All right, and this is a little known fact about Teddy Roosevelt. When he was police commissioner in New York City, there was the highest lynching of Italian Americans. Of course, the headline at that time was, I'm not going to use the term, but it was DAG, okay, hang, lynch the okay, and after that headline, which Teddy Roosevelt put out as police commissioner in New York City, they were busted into the jail in New Orleans where the Italian Americans were being held. And I'm not sure if it was like 15, but I think it was under 20 were lynched immediately. So Teddy Roosevelt was a pretty good racist.
Well, apparently he initially praised them, right? He publicly praised their bravery, the Buffalo soldiers, admitting he could not tell whether the Rough Riders or the men of the Ninth came forward with greater courage. But years later, his accounts shifted dramatically. He published writings characterizing the black troops as shirkers, who only advance when led by white officers, which obviously...
I mean, Ron, everything you're saying it tracks. That's what I'll say.
Now, if I may get to the solar panels, and I understand that your station goes out to the West Coast around Washington and
yes,
because the fire in Los Angeles was of a solar panel factory, which is still smoldering, and but there was another fire a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago, or a little bit longer, in which the fire was a solar panel factory again, and it burned for like 30 days. Now, our biggest competitor with solar panels are the Chinese. Now, I've always contended that the Chinese and Russians are sending agents into this country to sabotage it, plain and simple. Like the bridge crash with the Chinese boat against the Star-Spangled Banner Bridge. Okay, the reason they picked that bridge was historic significance, and also it's a choke point for U.S. commerce and shipping, and military stuff comes out of that port too. So there's been some indictments or inquiries of the crew and captain, but like I said then, nothing will come of it. And the Chinese, if you check back, their Minister of Defense, or whatever they call him, he said we are going to strike at the United States. And they did strike a little bit later against that bridge. And I'm contending that and also, I say, if we go back a few months, there was a big explosion in an ammunition factory. I forget, it was in a rural part of our country, but it may have been not a real big factory. But again, that I say it's part of the shortage of weapons that we are giving everybody in the world to blow our enemies
That was
away.
in Tennessee. You're talking about the Accurate Energetic Systems manufacturing facility that killed 16 people in Tennessee.
Yes, Patty, I contend that was a sabotage. Of course, I have no proof of it, but I'm sure the security, number one, in Tennessee is really lax, number one. And it's easy to get a worker in there, plain and simple, and set off. And you say the reason, why would they do that? Well, against the Russians, we were supplying a lot of the munitions to blow up the Russian Air Force, their oil wells, and other facilities. So I contend, just like I also say, a number of these railroad crashes that are in vital areas, that crash may only last for 2-3 weeks, but still it's tying up vital areas. And I'll bet you that if you really checked where those railroad crashes, there's probably factories or munition factories or some kind of war material factory that's incorporated in that crash site.
And I would say this, with how maddening so many parts of the ways in which we're operating, it's hard to say that it's hard to believe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, nothing's off the table.
No.
Thank you so much, Ron. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you so much.
Let's take a break here and continue our conversation. We've got our listeners on hold, and we also want to check in some. I do want to remind you, folks, our sponsors of the WCPT Pride Parade Float, which will be entry number 64 as we ride past Ken Mejia-Beal, Scott Duff, and Ellen Miller as they broadcast from the Center on Halstead. We want to thank our friends at Berman Kia and Subaru. Thank you so much to our friends. We really, I'm so excited. And they'll also be pulling the float. So thank you to Berman Kia and Subaru. Social change, of course, making lives better for Americans across the country with the work that they do. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Pride Coffee Roasters, Illinois Veterans for Change, and our friends from Replica Chicago also joining us, and Chicago Community Acupuncture. More in a moment on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal and KKNW 1150.
WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. We continue our conversation here on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal and KKNW 1150. Want to remind you, tomorrow on Choose Views, you need to tune in. I Wake Up with Richard. Why don't you? Richard Chu will be joined by Dan Summons, managing director of the Chicago chapter of Blessings in a Backpack, along with Blessings co-chair Catherine Zimmerman, Jessica Hawk, a retired teacher and content creator known online as My Teacher Face, and Ohio State Rep Danny Isaacson. Minority leader, don't talk so fast, Patty, that's your fault. Leader of the Ohio House of Reps. Choose Views weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. Central, right here on WCPT 820 a.m., the Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Joining me in studio is my Hump Day honey, Ken Mejia-Beal.
Yeah, you did. You read that perfectly.
I had to slow down. Sometimes I remind myself.
I sometimes
I talk so fast.
It just happens. And then the words get all jumbled. I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
And then when I slow down, this is how I sound when I slow down.
We're back to NPR.
Isn't that? I agree. Can't do that. I apologize.
Because when you do that, then I do that.
I know. Are you watching any of I know we talked about this last week as well.
FIFA?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh.
It's so good.
Who won in the Canada-Switzerland game? Do we know?
I did not watch that.
I may have stopped at Three Counties.
Because I'm not interested
in the game.
Not that particular game.
But are you watching the fans and like the people?
I love it though. I love it.
Scotland. I so need them to beat Brazil. I absolutely. They're playing. Brazil
that's
tonight.
my team.
Brazil's your team.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
It's okay.
It's on.
I showed you a picture of my dog in her Brazil jersey, didn't I? Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. By the way, Switzerland won 2-1 today.
It's about time.
2-1.
Good for Switzerland.
Is it? I don't know what that means for anybody. Honestly, I don't. I know that
they're not known for winning. It's not really what they do. We don't air in Switzerland.
The opinions of the guest co-hosts are not the opinions of the country.
No, not at all.
Oh no! It's my goodness. The game has only been going on for 50 minutes, and it's already 2-0 Brazil over Scotland.
Are you surprised?
No, it's just that if Scotland, so this is the knockout. Like if they lose this game, they want. I wanted them to go back to Boston. At any rate, let's get Roosevelt on the line. Hey, Roosevelt, what's on your mind, my friend?
Hello, guys. How you doing? Thank you for taking my call, as always.
Of course.
Okay, my subject today is New York, New York. So I know it came true, Patty. I know we're kind of late for this, but our wish came true as far as New York winning, and that game where Trump went, they lost. So
yes, that is true.
Oh, that's right.
Game 3.
Huh.
I think it was game 3.
Yeah. But I want to add to it. Sports still. Let's stay with sports. Cubbies are kicked their Batuskis today.
Last I saw it was 10-1 or something, right? What would they win by?
10-3 today, 9-6 yesterday, and there's a doubleheader because they were rained out because of all those storms that they had out east.
I like to think I brought them good luck because they won 16-2 when I was at the park on Friday.
Nice.
I'm just saying, set them on that roll.
Yeah, I'll be there soon. We're Cubs fans, so it's a great time to be alive.
But the subject I wanted to touch upon, speaking of politics and speaking of New York, you see that they're suing the AG, New York AG, and the governor, the feds, because they say it's unconstitutional what they want to do over there and make them take those masks off and identify them.
The ICE agents?
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to, bring upon as far as the latest thing, as far as New York. How can it be unconstitutional when cops do that every day? When judges, like, I'm mimicking you, Patty.
Yeah.
You said this before.
Yeah.
So
People
how
put
can
their
it be unconstitutional? Go ahead.
No, there are people in law enforcement and our judicial system that put their lives on the line every single day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they are not wearing masks because they have the power to take our freedom and our lives.
Now, we don't know. Is this going to go to the Supreme Court? I don't know. But go ahead.
I think it's important just to note for our listeners that the state of New York is countersuing in return as well.
Yeah. I also heard that. They're kind of suing. But, this guy, that's his MO. Using the courts, the delay tactics.
Yes.
The loading up the Supreme Court, speaking of Supreme Court, with his cronies. And we're not going to go through all the stuff that they've taken as far as money, trips, and so on and so on. But, so that's...
okay. Excellent. Thank you, Roosevelt.
Yeah. And by the way, is that the same thing that's happening here with Pritzker? Did they pass a law? It's hard to keep up with everything.
No, they haven't passed a law.
They haven't passed a law yet. I know it's been talked about, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Mandani, man, that guy is great.
I love him.
That guy is he's fantastic, And as far as the World Cup, from what I understand, I'm not much of a soccer aficionado, but they say that Portugal is going to win. I don't know.
Well, the odds are that Portugal will win.
Interesting.
But we'll wait and see, Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm. We shall see.
Well,
all right. Thank you, my friend.
And go Mexico. They're playing tonight.
Viva Mexico!
Viva Mexico!
Viva Mexico!
Excellent.
All right, guys.
Good night, Roosevelt.
Good night, Roosevelt. Yeah, I am having severe FOMO of not hosting any of the World Cup games. I will say that.
I know.
I think we would have dazzled. We've had up until today. We've had fantastic weather.
I know. But then I think because I've been stuck in traffic, and I'm like, thank God.
I know.
Because. Yeah,
I know. Still, it is weird to see the Tartan Army go from Boston to Miami. It didn't start out well because they put construction cones on statues. It's like their thing. It's kind of I think my understanding is that they do it as a sign of like we don't bow to anybody, like the statue, like you're nobody big, right? Like
got it.
Everyone's human here, and it's kind of a sort of silly thing. So they put statues all over. I mean, Boston just embraced them. Like the women in Scotland are like, you better let our boys come back. I do love because it's up to 40,000 Scots went to Boston. Not just obviously I talk about the guys because they seem they're more prominent in all the videos with the
because they're drunk and I love it.
They're climbing statues and yes.
No, I was just going to say what I love about having people from all over the world here watching the soccer. it really shows how uptight we are about drinking in this country. Because no, we're like the worst. We're like, is it 5 o'clock? And they're like, it's 9 a.m. Like, I love it. I love it.
I will say,
I love it.
I do have a bit of a European streak. Like when I travel,
travel.
I know, but I also.
You mean when I'm off?
Exactly. When I'm in an airport, I don't care why do I care what time it is?
I think it's silly.
I am in global time when I'm at the airport.
If I'm not driving or operating heavy machinery or watching a child.
Yeah. It is. You're right. I mean, when I had to travel with some coworkers years ago, and they were like, it was, and it was like 11:30. I'm like, and I was at the airport, and I'm like, I was ordering some, what's his name, from Terra, from Rick Bayless. Rick Bayless has a restaurant at the airport, and you can buy a margarita with it. I'm like, well, I'm having a margarita.
No, I got
the looks I got from my coworkers. I was like, but we're not on the clock.
I got lectured. I had a glass of Prosecco because I was not drinking a martini because it was 10 a.m. And it's like, you're gonna have a drink? It's 10 a.m. Yes. Because I'm at an airport where time does not matter.
I'm saying.
That's why we come to airports. Hello.
We are in studio with my hump day honey. Sorry, honey. And thank you, honey. Ken Mejia-Beal. He is the secretary, treasurer.
So this is my last month as treasurer of Youth Outlook. I will still be on the board. I'm not allowed to announce the other board that I'm joining just yet, but I'm going to be splitting my time between two amazing LGBTQ boards, and I will be able to talk to you about it next week.
Okay, then. Well, then I have a new title I have to learn. I barely got this one right. I was already saying secretary instead of treasurer for Youth Outlook. Go to youth-outlook.org, and he's also the Midwest chair for the
Victory Fund.
You've got me all screwed up now so for the Victory Fund, Midwest chair, making sure.
I am making 2026 and 2027 my mission to help my community.
Excellent.
And
you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And a listener says your husband is an absolute saint, Patty.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Hot fish. Like I would lose my mind.
More after this. Tom Appel joins us in studio in just a moment. If you have questions about your cars and stuff, what's going on in the marketplace, what's new in automobiles, Tom Appel will join us in a moment on WCPT and KKNW. Thank you for being here.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Bring it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez.
From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing ass says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
I have just had a boat of pastry delivered to me by operations director Matt Cummings because Tom Appel has delivered pastries, and I refuse to eat a whole pastry. Well, I mean, one, I want to share the flavors that you brought with other people at the station, but I've been told that it's against radio policy to cut pastries. I did not know that was a thing.
I just want to complain that bringing in these delicious donuts 3 days before the Pride Parade is the most homophobic thing that has ever happened to me at this radio station. Some of us are going to, not be wearing a lot of clothing. So thanks, Tom. Thanks a lot.
I wasn't aware of my inner homophobia.
I didn't. That's I don't know help in this situation whatsoever. I'm committing. I, on the other hand, I'm completely committing to my muffin top. I don't know what.
Go for it.
Just saying. I have the donuts. It creates another pastry, which is, which I don't like the name of. Muffin tops are moist and delicious.
There you go.
This is jiggly and has to be cleansed.
Oh God.
Hi, everybody.
I'm so happy Tom's back.
Tom Appel joins us, Car Guy Tom, on all the social media platforms. And he has brought some beautiful pastries. And, of course, we have Hump Day Honey, Ken Mejia-Beal. And you can find him at youth-outlook.org as well as victoryfund.org as well. Where he's the Midwest chair. And Tom Appel has a podcast, Car Stuff Podcast.
Yeah.
As well as, obviously, on all the social medias. And you can subscribe to his newsletter by emailing.
Yeah, just drop me a note at carstuff@consumerguide.com.
Excellent.
We'll get you. It's just one email a week.
Okay.
That is perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody who subscribed to Monaco Brewing Company, please don't unsubscribe. By the way, we're setting it up so that you can unsubscribe to each individual writer. If you don't want to hear from me or from Kirk or whatever, but you can still hear the other columnists. If you have a chance, by the way, I haven't mentioned this in a bit. I am one of the writers for Monaco Brewing Company, and I wrote a piece about women's baseball this week that has inspired me to start thinking about going to more games. I just don't have a chance.
Cool.
I'm very excited about that.
I'm in.
I really want to. I want a road trip so that it works out perfectly. Are people, well, I honestly thought with how high gas prices were that people would pull back on driving. I know it's sort of evening out.
It doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't faze people.
Well, because we are in driving season.
Yeah.
Right? Where after the first holiday, people are going on vacation, taking the kids to Disney, wherever. But it doesn't seem like people have backed off driving. Also, gas prices are easing a little bit, last 2 weeks or so.
And I think the thing to consider is as our motor gas prices rise, so our airline tickets, and with the shutting down of Spirit, it really kind of... So...
Oh, interesting.
When you balance everything out, like for me as a one person, it's whatever. But if I had like 4 other people to pay for, driving still might be cheaper.
Exactly.
When you weigh everything out. So you have to look at all the factors here.
Because we're thinking about doing a trip, and I was thinking about Toronto, and we're trying to figure out if we want to fly, if we want to drive, we want to take a train to Detroit and then rent a car. It's like a whole thing. But I mean, and the airline prices are fluctuating then you kick yourself because you see a price one day and you come back and you're like, well, I could have paid $200 less.
I always tell folks, if you can do it, I can't believe I'm about to say this on the air. Yep. I try to leave or go to where I'm going on a Tuesday. And I come back on a Saturday.
Okay.
Because the more expensive tickets are folks trying to leave on Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
Oh.
People like to be where they want to be on the weekends.
Right.
Which is why I choose to fly on Saturday, which is the slowest day.
I was going to say, it works to leave on Saturday and come back on Tuesday.
Yes.
I often leave on Saturdays.
Or flying the day of the holiday. Because people want to be
1,000% that. Yes.
I'm in the air on Christmas morning.
All right.
I never go anywhere.
That'll change, Tom.
I'm lame.
We'll all go to Toronto.
Well, you drive. It's like, but you drive a different car every single week.
Yes.
That's not
you set it sort of does it still give you adrenaline to get something new and fun and different?
It's funny you would ask me that today.
Oh boy.
Because I've been doing this for 25 years, and I probably couldn't be more jaded. But. But every now and then. Showed up on my driveway Monday was the BMW M5 Touring.
Hello.
So this is the fastest gasoline-powered BMW. It's for car enthusiasts. It's one of these weird kind of breaks the rules things where it's an M5, which is usually one of the highest performance BMWs, but that's a sedan. The Touring is a station wagon.
Oh, hello.
So it's crazy. And
I'm
it's
sorry.
crazy
This is a $141,000 vehicle that they put in your driveway?
Yes. Actually, mine's 144.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's lovely.
Holy. Is it what is it? Base M competition? What'd you get?
I haven't even looked.
Oh boy.
I haven't looked, but it does have the matte paint job.
So these are pretty. So this is not.
They better be.
Now you say
they better be.
Right. You say station wagon, which makes it. But it could. I mean, like if Batman drove a station wagon, like that doesn't.
Yeah. No. It's
what?
How we define wagon now is a little different.
I mean, not wood paneling on the sides and a rear facing.
When you say wagon, I think Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Long roof is like a modern term.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and it's gorgeous.
It looks like an SUV. It doesn't look like a station wagon.
A little bit, but a low one.
It's a low one.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. I can see that. That's pretty.
And you won't be around for very long.
Just it's a limited
model year or two, yeah.
Okay. How long do they let you keep it?
Week. 1 week. One sad short week.
This is gonna be a tough one to give back.
It's going to be the saddest week to give that back.
Monday morning's going to suck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you ever get convertibles?
There are almost no convertibles left. But yes, I haven't gotten a convertible in a very long time.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, consumers have turned their backs on convertible. Consumers have turned their backs on sporty cars.
Got it. Okay.
And the thing that we like now, and this is really codified during COVID, was that we like things that we think are off-roady and adventure.
Right. Get away from people.
Yeah, things like Broncos.
Yeah, what is that? That's really. I mean, I see so many Broncos. The newer Broncos. They're taking off.
Yeah. It's surprising.
It's sort of related, only in your point about the pandemic, right? There was also I kind of experiment with a lot of restaurants had like cocktail mixers and you could all you had to do was add your own. Like they were trying to be creative with all that. So I was talking to the guy I was talking to Mark who owns Lottie's, which is the location that is Molly's on Chicago Fire. Mm-hmm. And he also owns Ina's the New Orleans restaurant.
Got it.
And he was saying that, and I asked him because I was in New Orleans. Everyone in New Orleans that lives there drinks High Life.
Yes.
And he said it's come back so roaringly. So it kind of reminds me of Bronco, sort of this like basic, just like people just want that more rugged, the champagne of beers.
It's the champagne of beers.
The getaway car for O.J. Simpson.
And it's cheap.
If you hang around a Cubs game before the game, Like people are still pounding old style.
Yeah.
Which is totally old school.
Yeah. Which is what Mark was drinking. We went to a dive bar in the neighborhood.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go to Wrigley and go to a Cubs game, you have to get
It tastes so good there. I'm like, are you sure this is old style?
It's because we don't drink it at home anymore. It's nostalgia.
If it's hot out and the old style is cold,
yes,
it's
delicious.
good.
Oh my!
Especially with one of those pretzels.
Or a hot Doug's. I had
what?
Hot Doug's is a hot dog joint.
Got it.
In the bleachers, Hot Doug's.
Got it.
It was do you remember Hot Doug's?
I remember. I met Doug.
Oh, you met? So his name is Doug. So
okay.
His restaurant.
Not a hot dog eater, so I don't know.
It's Hot Doug. And he had a joint that was basically, it was kind of a little bit like Billy Goatish in the sense Billy Goat, sort of in its atmosphere. Because if you got to the front, it was always a line. And if you got to the front, you didn't know what you wanted, he would be like, get out of the way. Let me talk to the next person. Like that kind of.
My kind of guy.
Famous for their duck lard French fries.
Yes.
Which I think only did one day a week or something.
Fridays,
like
I think.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I think you're right.
I think that's enough. Oh my God. That's enough.
This is a good point to make. At any rate, but Broncos and also Jeep is leaning into the most American car campaign kind of a thing.
G250.
They're leaning in all the way. I've seen their commercials on Amazon. They are 100%, like they should. The whole commercial should just be the American flag with "God Bless America" playing in the background.
And most of the traditional Jeeps are built in Toledo, so they've got something there to latch on.
Oh well, that's good.
Yeah. Now it's interesting because I have a friend. I believe Elliot drives a Jeep.
I think so.
He likes it. I would say if you are in the market for one, maybe look at some mechanics who have social media there are some mechanics who have some thoughts about Jeeps.
No, they have reliability issues, and you want to know about those. If you're buying new, you don't care that much, right? You've got the warranty, and you're good. But if you're buying used, be prepared to either save some money for repairs, or have this be your third car, or whatever.
Right.
Especially Wranglers.
It can't be the one you rely on.
Yeah.
That's my understanding. You mentioned that you had some news about, was it Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, interesting EV news, and we probably talked about this car, you and I, maybe 2 years ago. But a company called Slate, S-L-A-T-E, Slate, owned in part by Jeff Bezos, has announced pricing for a car that they had introduced a couple of years ago. But this is a very, very bare bones vehicle. It's modular. It's supposed to be cheap. And back when there was still a federal tax credit, this vehicle was going to come in under $20,000. That was the target price for this car. Now there is a tax credit. Some of these prices have gone up, especially for battery materials. But they announced pricing today.
Okay.
So the base truck is $24,950.
Yes, it is.
$24,950, which is the good news. The bad news is that includes nothing.
Oh.
So you're going to have to add that doesn't include the destination charge. So that probably takes you to $27,000, or at least $26,500. I'm sorry, no, probably $26,000. So that's a problem. But the other issue here too is if you want other things, they're all expensive. There is a body kit that you can install to make your vehicle a 5-passenger crossover, but that's $5,000. So these things add up.
That's a thing.
Can we also? This is totally my opinion, not shared by anyone else in this room at this time. This is one of the ugliest vehicles I've ever seen in my entire life.
Do you think so?
Yes.
I think it looks like a caricature of a vehicle. And
it does.
And it is super customizable.
It looks hideous.
I'm thinking
now I gotta see it. Ew.
It looks like a Lego truck.
It does.
It looks like a mistake.
But you say that like it's a good thing, and I'm saying, yes, you are right as a bad thing.
It's a good thing, I think, because the initial audience is going to be people who want something different, aren't really chasing the EV thing as much as they're chasing just this customizability.
Okay.
And they're going to want this to look like that. The question is always, do vehicles survive after that?
Yeah.
It
looks like a whiff of a pickup truck.
It looks like something.
An interesting feature, though. You know what? I'm thinking of the wrong vehicle.
Okay.
That truck is the truck. I was actually thinking there's a company called Tilo selling a vehicle that looks like this, about the same size, but has what's called a midgate. So you've got the stubby little bed area, but you can fold something down and the back seats go down and you actually have an 8-foot bed.
Oh, interesting.
But that's a different company.
All right. We're hanging out with our good friend Tom Appel, Car Guy Tom on all the social media platforms. Yeah. You can also listen to his podcast, Car Stuff Podcast, available wherever you listen to your podcasts. And he also can send you his newsletter every single week if you email him.
Car Stuff at consumerguide.com.
Outstanding. We'll talk a little bit more in a moment. With also joining me is my hump day honey, Ken Mejia-Beal.
Yeah, I'm looking at these trucks.
The treasurer of Youth Outlook. Go to youth-outlook.org. He's also the Midwest chair for the Victory Fund. Go to victoryfund.org. And I want to thank again our sponsors of the Pride Parade. We are Pride Float number 64. Scott Duff, Ellen Miller, Ken Mejia-Beal will be broadcasting live from the Center on Halstead, and we'll be rolling by with our proudly displaying, of course, our pride above all. And we want to thank all of our sponsors who are joining us, including our friends at Berman Auto Group, Kia and Subaru, our friends at Social Change. We also have our friends from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, as well as our friends from Replica Chicago, Chicago Community Acupuncture, Illinois Veterans for Change, Pride Coffee Roasters. Thank you all so much for your support. We'll take a break here and continue our conversation when we come back on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal and KTNF AM 950 Minneapolis, St. Paul, and KKNW 1150 in Seattle. Thank you, everybody.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or Pete.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. We continue our conversation here on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal and KKNW 1150 in Seattle, KTNF AM 950 Minneapolis, St. Paul, and hello to our friends who are watching in future times on podcasts, because you can download those anywhere you listen to your podcast, including heartlandsignal.com. Hello to our friends who are tuning in on digital platforms, including Facebook and YouTube. If you're on either one of those, please make sure you've subscribed to the page and share it with your friends. Say, hey, join the conversation. And joining me for this conversation is we have our Hump Day Honey, Ken Mejia-Beal joins me in studio. We also have our car guy Tom. I feel like I should have the same level of introductions. Car guy Tom joins us. Car guy Tom on all your social media platforms, and he listens to the podcast Car Stuff, available every week.
The Car Stuff Podcast.
Car Stuff Podcast. I forgot the last part. And also email him. Tom at Consumer Guide, no.
Or carstuff at consumerguide.com.
Carstuff at consumerguide.com.
And I'm lonely. I work from home now, so I need the emails.
All right.
Just drop me a line.
Email him right now and get on this newsletter.
Yeah.
What are people emailing you about? Like, what are some of the concerns that they have? I mean, it's like there's so much when it comes to our vehicles. They're a part of our identity. It's such a big part of our culture. You know,
and depending on where you live, you need one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got two really interesting email exchanges going right now.
Yes.
One is with a guy who's retired and of means, and he's trying to decide what to buy.
Okay.
And he's thinking like a Toyota Crown, that replaced the Avalon. It's kind of an upscale but Toyota branded vehicle, so that's cool. But he's kind of thinking Lexus too, and he's like doesn't know where he wants to do if he wants to spend the money. So that's one conversation. And I love the Crown, so I'm happy to have that conversation. I'm enjoying it. I'm happy to have any of these conversations. Another guy just emailed me. I used to work with his wife years ago. His catalytic converter is on the fritz. Dealership wants $4,500 for replacement. But he's asking a very good question I do not know the answer to.
If someone steals it, will they just replace it under his insurance?
Stop.
Well, that's one.
Stop.
Sorry.
It is part of the emissions control system and subject to an expanded warranty. So I need to see if that's covered or not.
Okay.
Because that warranty, I think, goes 8 years, 100,000 miles.
Yeah, because the only time I ever hear of a catalytic converter or anything about it is when they're stolen.
It's bad news, yeah.
Yeah, I had my Toyota Prius. You know it right away. It is a jarring noise when you start your car and you do not have your... What is happening?
Why did this happen?
I do want to let folks know, and thank you to a texter who sent me this information. There is a tornado warning in Kane and Cook County. The Chicago area is now under heightened risk for severe weather today. The Storm Prediction Center has upgraded the region's threat level from a 1 out of 5 to a 2 out of 5, including all of Cook County and parts of northwest Indiana. We do have a threat of severe storms through Wednesday evening. So I believe a lot of these warnings are active. The tornado warning for Kane County and northwestern Cook is until 6:45. Tornado warning for Kane and northwestern Cook County. Please check all of your weather information.
Kane is like straight west, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What were we going to say?
I feel like we have the worst weather on Wednesday. Like, we really, really do.
Do you remember when O'Hare, I think 2 years ago, people had to go in, like, down, like, away from all the windows? We were here. Like, I couldn't leave the building until, like, that passed. And then the following week, because I was laughing at them, I'm like, oh, that would suck. I was flying out of O'Hare.
Oh, no.
And I was on so it's the C concourse, you know, with the moving sidewalks.
Yeah.
And so I just did, you would have loved this. I just walked up and down the moving sidewalks and just did my cardio, got my steps in with my bag, and it was me, and like there was another person. They had a cocktail. They'd gone and gotten a cocktail.
That'd be me. Like, whatever.
They were doing their laps, having a cocktail. It was actually kind of funny, you know.
Do you remember a time? And you guys might be just a little too young for this, or a lot too young. But when I was a kid, the first time ever they shut down O'Hare happened. And I can't remember if it was tornadoes or blizzards or what, but it seems like over time, they're just super happy to just shut it down.
Oh, well, we're not going. Guess no one's going anywhere today.
I'm convinced that's how when people are like, when I ask folks like, oh, are you from here? And they're like, no, it's like, were you trapped at O'Hare and you just gave up? Like, did you just... Because O'Hare shuts down quite often.
It does now. Now they just shut it down. Enjoy the caramel corn.
Yeah.
You know,
that's really
Garrett's is around the corner.
And that's sort of worth the break, actually.
It really is.
It's $300, but totally worth it.
It's funny. I've been flying United for so long. I don't even know what's in the rest of the airport anymore. Really, you know, once you start getting enough of your frequent flyer miles, I don't even know what's there anymore. And Frontera is like in United. What do you have any favorite joints?
Well, I love the like the Cubs place, the baseball
Harry
place.
Carey's?
No, is that the name of it? I can't. I drink in the airport.
Same, friend. Same.
So I don't know where I am.
Okay.
That's the only place I drink anymore.
I mean. I feel like it's acceptable because it's a land without time.
Oh, Cubs Bar and Grill.
Yes.
Terminal 3.
Yes.
The space is covered in Chicago Cubs memorabilia.
Yes. That's
featuring a replica Wrigley Field marquee.
Yes.
I did not. See, I'm telling you.
That is where I am.
I didn't know this existed because I'm always flying out of
I am
Terminal
there.
1.
I usually do
Big League Burgers.
Multiple vodka sodas, and they're mozzarella sticks.
All right.
With ranch, not marinara.
This has to be a show for another time. Is talk about our favorite places at O'Hare Airport.
I'm over 30. I get heartburn. We don't want that in the air. Give me the ranch. Give me the ranch.
Well, Car Guy Tom, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and for bringing. Oh, please a shout out for these pastries because these are ridiculously beautiful.
Oh, those are from Spunky Dunkers in Palatine, Illinois.
There were some butterflies and everything on them.
They look amazing. And next time you come, I will eat one.
Really?
Yes.
I'm okay.
Pride will be over, and I'll be, have nothing else to look forward to, Tom.
So swimsuit season is over.
Officially, yes.
Wow. Well, thank you, Tom. It was so good to see you. Always good to see you every month. And folks, email carstuff@consumerguide.com.
Please.
And follow him on all the social media platforms. You can do Car Stuff podcast, and it's Car Guy Tom on Facebook, on Instagram. Do you do TikTok, all those things?
I don't do TikTok.
All right.
Really just Twitter, X, and Facebook.
Oh, good to know.
Twitter and X is the same thing, my friend.
Twitter, X, Blue Sky, and Facebook.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, you have a wonderful evening.
You too.
And you don't have to leave, but we're going to shift gears a little bit.
Understood.
I can't believe how much has changed and yet stayed the same since Roe v. Wade was overturned. Today we have two guests coming up in this. We might. I don't know what kind of time we have for the conversations that we are going to be sharing. So we want to talk a little bit about what's going on in other parts of the country where they do not have full access to the range of women's health care that everyone deserves. Let's take a break here and continue our conversation on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal and KKNW 1150 and KTNF AM 950. Thank you all for being here as well as on our digital sites. Thank you.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
No detours, no distractions, just bold ideas and real talk. This is Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us to continue our conversation. And this is an important one, folks. I know that we always want to cover what's important to you and something that is important to me and my guest co-host, Ken Mejia-Beal, who joins me in studio. We are... Ken, I haven't talked about this much today, and I feel like so much happens in the news that we lose sight of some of the stories that are happening to people every single day. 4 years ago today, the Supreme Court overturned Roe, and the people who swore it would just be left to the states, they left something to the states. They left women bleeding out in parking lots, waiting to get sick enough to be worth saving. And my guest tonight knows that better than so many of us, and really than anybody alive. Amanda Zurawski joins us on the line. She was 18 weeks pregnant with a wanted baby when her water broke. Texas law made her doctors wait. She went into septic shock. It nearly killed her, and it cost her a fallopian tube. So she has sued the state of Texas, and she has not stopped talking. And really, when Indiana slams the door, when Wisconsin and Kentucky slam the door, Illinois is where people drive. Nearly 1 in 4 out-of-state abortions in this entire country happen right here. And I wanted to talk a little bit about all the things that are happening. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us today. Are you staying hydrated, my friend?
Always. I live in Texas, so we are always thinking about hydration. But thank you so much for having me. I do live in Texas, but I do just want to shout out, I grew up in Indiana, so fellow Midwesterner up in here.
Where in Indiana?
Fort Wayne, so just across the border.
Not far at all. Midwest neighbor right here. And where in Texas are we talking to you from?
Austin.
Oh, I
love Austin.
I mean,
it's one of my favorite places to visit.
I have to agree. It does get very hot, but everything. The first time I drove through Texas, of course, like a lot of kids from the Midwest who went down to South Padre. Apologies for being one of those annoying kids, but I just remember every sign, "Don't mess with Texas," as they're no littering.
Yes.
It just I don't want to mess with Texas, but Texas messes with a lot of people.
Yes, it does.
Yep. So
sure do.
Yeah. So Amanda, take us. You've told this story so many times. I think the best thing for me to do is ask you, how do you want to tell this story? What do you want people to know?
Well, you summarized it pretty well. And you're right. I have told it more times than I can count. I think what I want people to know is that this was a baby that my husband and I desperately wanted. And we were so over the moon to be expecting. And needing basic healthcare was not on my radar. Thinking that I might die because I couldn't get basic healthcare, like not even a sliver of a thought. And so while we were going through this ordeal, I just kept saying to my husband, Josh, over and over again, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is happening. And when I talk to people in cities like Chicago or in states like Illinois or states where they feel protected, there's still this sense of this would never happen to me. And I'm telling you, I was that person that didn't think I could be in a situation like this. And I was. And, anyone, no matter where they live, is not that far off of being in a very similar situation if we don't continue to fight for our reproductive rights and talk about these issues. And so folks who think this is a one-off or not the norm need to understand this is happening every day across the country, and it's terrifying, and it can only get worse from here.
Yes, and I don't think people realize that there are places like Georgia, Texas. A lot of the states are essentially, they've eliminated their maternal mortality boards, meaning they're not even collecting the data and capturing whether or not a woman has died in childbirth or in pregnancy as a result of some of these laws. So we don't even know. Basically, they're hiding the bodies. And I remember years ago when I first started here, our listener Jim, good friend of the show, said he thought that if something like this happened, but this is before Roe fell, was that, well, certainly it'll be like Ireland, where a woman went into sepsis and she died and there was an uproar. We are not having that, are we? We're not. I mean, we know that people are dying. We know that people are getting sick. We know that people are losing the ability to have a pregnancy the way that their body can manage, right? We're not getting any of those stories, are we? Except for unless you sue.
I think we are getting those stories. I'm actually in DC right now with dozens of storytellers who are we were at the Capitol all day meeting with lawmakers saying, here's what's happening. Here's what it's like to live in a place with these bans. Here's the real impact on real people. Whether or not they choose to hear us is a different story, right? But I think still having the conversation and still telling our stories is crucial, because the minute we stop talking about it and the minute we put our heads in the sand is the minute that things get worse. And trust me, they can get worse, and they will. So these stories do still exist, and people are doing this work, whether it's on Capitol Hill or in their own backyards, and it's important that we continue talking about it. So thank you for making this a priority today.
Thank you for sharing your story so many times and so openly. I think it's important, and I think you telling your story is probably helping more people than you'll ever realize. So thank you so much.
Well, it's very kind of you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that we need to, as you mentioned, because otherwise, the whole idea of this democracy dies in darkness. Yes. But so human rights, just basic human rights. What I think people don't understand is it wasn't your doctors that failed you, right? I mean, I know that every situation is different, and where treatments are withheld. They say they can't do this, they can't do that. Was it one of those situations where they were told by the lawyers in the hospital, or they just didn't know what they should do, or was it just really come down to we're not going to provide this service to you, this care?
Yeah, nothing makes me more angry than when people try to blame my doctor, because I love my doctor and we have a very close relationship. And the pain that I was feeling and the anguish that I was feeling, she was feeling the exact same thing. And I could see it on her face. I could hear it in her voice. I mean, doctors take an oath, first and foremost, to do no harm, right? And the law is preventing them from fulfilling that oath. And so she did everything she possibly could to try to find a loophole or a way for me to get care. She called colleagues across Austin, across the state of Texas, and said, "Is there anything we can do?" And they all said the same thing. Yeah, I mean, no, it's the same for us. Our hands are tied. You can send her here, but we can't do anything differently. And so, knowing that she was looking out for me, but the ethics board at the hospital and the law and the politicians were all telling her that if you provide this care, you might lose your license. You might end up in jail for the rest of your life. You might be fined hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, that's an impossible ask to put on a doctor who, meanwhile, was just trying to save my life. She was just trying to do her job.
And this was something where when you sued the state of Texas, you're asking one question, right? What does medical emergency actually mean? And how did the Texas Supreme Court answer that question?
Well, not surprisingly, they ruled unanimously against us, which was horrible enough, but not wildly unexpected. What was even worse, though, was that they said we didn't even have standing because none of us were harmed. And,
wow, that's disgraceful. Sorry.
And to add insult to injury, in their decision, they so there were 21 plaintiffs on the suit. The only name that they used was mine in their decision, assumingly because I was the lead plaintiff, so it was the name of the case. But otherwise, they did not use a single patient's name, completely attempting to erase their voices and silence them, which to me, that was the most disgusting part of all of it.
That is absolutely insane.
Shameful.
And so here's the thing, right? When this started happening, and Texas was first, the whole idea was leave it to the states, right? And that the federal government wouldn't interfere is also another part of that, right?
That was a big part of it.
Trump ran on that. He said that, and then last June, his administration quietly pulled the federal guidance that reminded every ER in America they have to stabilize a pregnant patient in crisis with the exact protection that might have saved you 3 days of absolute hell. So, what did that move actually do to women in the banned states?
It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's not getting any better. It's getting worse. And by leaving it to the states, you have local governments in places like Texas that are now trying to make it even worse, if you can imagine. I mean, the hell that we live in now is bad enough, but they're trying to make it even worse. Criminalize the women who seek abortion care, right? Bounty hunting, prize money for folks who turn in anyone who aids and abets an abortion, right? I mean, it's insane what they're doing. And anything that the Trump administration says they're doing to try to help families is a blatant lie. And I'm living that every day.
I'm so sorry.
I'm very sorry.
Am I reading that you are considering running for office?
I was. And it's not off the table.
Okay.
I mean, it will never be off the table. So if I'm needed and if there's a place for me and if, I am needed, then I will. But it's definitely not like a, big ambition of mine.
Well, I need to say this, Amanda. You are needed. There is a place for you. That choice is yours, of course, but there is always a place for folks like you that are willing to put aside everything and use their voice for good. There is always a place in government for you.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And for more information, is the best place for folks to go. First of all, your Instagram, is that right? ace.is.wild.
Yep.
ace.is.wild. Also, the film the Center for Reproductive Rights and the documentary Zurawski versus Texas streaming. Are those also places or is there where else you'd like to share that folks can find out more information, learn more, and stay informed?
Oh, thank you for asking. That's great. Those are great resources. I would also direct folks to Free and Just, which is a storytelling organization which has brought all of the advocates that are here in DC today. So they have a lot of information on my story, but also other folks who have stories like mine. And certainly Reproductive Freedom for All and Planned Parenthood are all great resources as well.
Well, thank you so much. And if there's anything we can ever do, you want the microphone, you want to call to action, you just want to catch up with us, fill us in. And also, I'm sure we'll be reaching out and would love to have you back anytime your schedule allows.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you dedicating time to this topic and having me. It really means a lot.
My pleasure. And I'm sorry for what it has cost you and why we're here, and what you're turning it into helps a lot of people, as Ken mentioned. So thank you.
Thank you.
You have a good evening. Stay hydrated. Take care of yourself. Thank you.
Always.
I know. You got it in Texas. Thank you so much. When we come back, we'll have another conversation. We're going to talk to Huffington Post journalist Alana Vagianos about this exact situation across the country and stories that you need to know. And Ken and I are taking off because we recorded that. So Ken, love you.
Love you too.
Maham Day, honey. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Welcome back to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us as we continue our drive home. We're so happy to have you join us, whether you're listening in Seattle on KKNW 1150 or Minneapolis, St. Paul on KTNF AM 950. Of course, we are broadcasting in Chicago on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal. And we thank everyone tuning in digitally, perhaps on Facebook or YouTube, or maybe you're listening to a podcast, which you can acquire anywhere you download your podcast, including heartlandsignal.com. We talk a lot about women's reproductive rights here on the show, and I'm really excited to introduce our next guest. And one of the stories that she's written, I want you to really imagine this. A woman in Texas scrapes together $750, rents a car, finds someone to watch her 3 kids, then she drives 10 hours across Texas, across Oklahoma, to a clinic in Kansas, walks in and finds out she was never pregnant, and she's not alone. Women are driving hundreds of miles for an abortion they don't need. Doctors all over the country are watching it happen. And the reason these women won't just check with a doctor back home should make every one of us so incredibly angry. In a state with an abortion ban, a pregnancy in your medical record is a liability. That's the country we're living in. And here in Illinois, we're one of the destinations women are driving to us. Our next guest has chased stories like this from Florida to Kansas to Ohio. Alana Vagianos joins us, covering gender and politics for Huffington Post. Alana, thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to Driving It Home.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I hope you have a lot of self-care, because I tell folks, I don't ask them how they're doing, and I didn't ask because I feel like I put people on the spot. I ask, are you staying hydrated?
Staying hydrated, going to therapy, doing everything I can do.
Yeah, good. I mean, we have to be mindful about our own mental health and physical well-being. So you've been covering reproductive health through two administrations. And when you started reporting this latest piece, what was a moment maybe you realized women were traveling for care they don't need was actually a pattern and not just sort of a random story?
Yeah, so this story came kind of across my desk about 6 months ago when I was speaking to an abortion provider for another story. And she asked me, she was like, have you ever heard about the, quote, abnormally high false positives with clear blue tests? And I said, no, tell me more. And she spoke to me about how her and many other people in the repro field, but specifically, I would say OBGYNs and abortion providers and family medicine physicians are seeing people come into their offices seeking abortion care or thinking they're pregnant with a wanted pregnancy. And then once they get into the office, they find out, they take another urine pregnancy test, or they do an ultrasound and they see that the uterus is actually empty and these patients are not actually pregnant.
And it's absolutely horrifying. And they're not confirming the pregnancy with a local doctor because they're afraid of what goes in their chart. And I've talked about this for years, about how our medical history will someday be used. And this is, more than 15 years ago, I talked about people who wanted to make abortion, penalized with the death penalty. And I'm like, well, then you can go through everyone's records and basically accuse them of murder. And that's a fear. That's a real fear in these states, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And, I'm actually working a story right now about women who travel out of state to get care, to get abortion care. And then through medical information sharing across state lines from, different hospitals or different physicians, those patients, physicians from their home state find out they had had an abortion. and they're either stigmatized or they're actually, in one case that I'm reporting out now, were denied care. One OBGYN said this is a pro-life group. I don't think that you should get care here anymore. It doesn't seem like a good fit, given that patient had gone out of state to get an abortion.
Oh my God.
So this is very real. This is very real, and it's happening all across the country.
Yeah. And that fear, it tells us a lot that a woman would rather drive across 2 states than have a pregnancy documented at home. And I don't think that lands enough for folks. And then this is something I had to read twice. 14 Republican attorneys general are asking the EPA to declare the abortion pill a drinking water contaminant. I don't think we're hearing this. Contaminant. And the companion bill, the toilet catch kits, sponsored by a congresswoman right here in Illinois, Mary Miller, there's no science behind any of it. So what is this really about, Elena?
Yeah, I think that with some of these stories, you kind of just have to laugh. But I will say that this idea of abortion drugs contaminating drinking water is part of a years-long pressure campaign from anti-abortion organizations that are trying to weaponize environmental regulations to further undermine access to care. So this is just another kind of leg of attack on abortion pills. And basically what the House Republicans who introduced a bill in March, Mary Miller, who's from Illinois, that bill specifically would require every pregnant person using abortion pills like mifepristone and misoprostol to use a toilet seat catch kit when ending their pregnancy. So that's essentially something that you put on the toilet, and then when you take abortion pills and then you terminate your pregnancy successfully, it would catch the fetal remains of your abortion and make it illegal to flush abortion or miscarriage remains down a toilet.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I just flashed to when, all of this sort of invasive elements that have been that predate the first Trump administration, when we were talking about transvaginal ultrasounds that people, that they were being required in states to, force. It's just it boggles the mind. I hope that you're going on a lot of walks and hydrating and taking therapy, because I just, it's hard to accept that we're here. And then in Georgia, leaked audio caught a GOP candidate for governor appearing to say women should have to prove they were raped to qualify for an exception. From prove it to it's in the water. I mean, okay, so it's in the I can't wrap my mind around this. So these are just 2 flavors of the same thing, basically, aren't they?
Yes. I mean, I think that what we're seeing here is these really far-right extreme views that have been around for decades are becoming more mainstream. I would say that the contaminating drinking water with abortion, that bill doesn't have a ton of traction. That's not something that is going to pass. I want to be very clear, but it has 17 co-sponsors in the House. I mean, that's a good amount of people. So we're seeing how these far-right extreme ideologies are moving closer to the center. I think also with Rick Jackson, the Republican candidate for governor in Georgia, who you said essentially agreed that women should have to prove rape in order to access abortion in the state of Georgia. Again, this ideology has been around, this belief has been around for a long time. We normally are not hearing it from, the top candidate for Georgia governor who believes something that extreme.
Wow. Yeah, it's a lot. And here, we're broadcasting in Chicago, and we also have our station in Minneapolis, our listeners in Seattle, all states where women still have access to abortion rights. But, for someone who is in one of our cities or in a blue state or someplace where abortion rights are enshrined in our legislation, and maybe we think this doesn't touch all of us, but it does. What are we missing if we're just sort of going, well, that's happening somewhere else?
Well, actually, it's happening. I mean, I live in New York City. It's happening in my city as well, simply because the people who are denied care in their home states are coming to our states, to states where abortion care is protected. And that means that it's harder to access care where it is available. And that will impact everyone.
Absolutely. And I think that, it's kind of the broader lens of everything that's going on with cuts to a lot of different programs where people think, well, I'm fine, or that's, or all the fraud and things like that. As far as the rape part of this, I don't know how old you are, and I don't know how long ago, I can't remember how long ago this happened when that legislation was in Iowa, when he said that women's bodies, I think it was Todd said that women's bodies.
Todd Akins, I think.
Yeah, said that women's bodies, when they're being raped, can just shut things down and won't get pregnant. I mean, that's still the level of intellect we're dealing with, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely bananas. I will say too, the Georgia story centers around, the state. So the state currently has a 6-week abortion ban. It centers around what the exceptions for the law, which it has some exceptions for rape or incest victims who report the crime to law enforcement. But I want to really underline that exceptions don't actually work. On paper, sure, but to actually, if we're going by what Rick Jackson said, to actually prove a person was raped can take months, if not years, right? So like a criminal court, to go through a criminal court and get a guilty verdict, like that takes a long time. That does not, you have to prove, in order to get an abortion, if you're raped in Georgia, you can then get an abortion up to 20 weeks. I mean, to prove something like that is going to take much longer than 20 weeks. And we also historically know that the criminal justice system has not treated sexual assault survivors fairly. I mean, I think it's something like 2 out of 3 victims don't even report. So the context within which we're talking about this doesn't even make sense. And just to go back to what you were saying before, the other thing I think that's important for people to understand, in blue states or states where abortion is protected, when we're talking about limiting, calling mifepristone or misoprostol, which are the 2 main pills used in medication abortion, when we are possibly designating those as drinking water contaminants, those abortion drugs are used by people across the country, and they're currently being mailed to people across the country so that people can get abortion access without having to go to like a brick and mortar clinic. So attacks on mifepristone specifically will impact everyone, because that is then basically a backdoor national abortion ban when we talk about restricting access to mifepristone. It's not just in red states. It would be a backdoor national abortion ban, essentially.
I really appreciate the work that you do and staying on this, because there's so many other things. I mean, I do have to ask you personally that with everything happening at the, from a deflecting pool to the war in Iran to, the constant flood of everything else, this is being pushed down. I mean, just by effect of the news cycle, right? I mean, we're not really as engaged as you might have been if this all these other elements weren't happening, don't you think?
Oh, 100%. I mean, today is actually the anniversary, the 4-year anniversary of the Dobbs decision, which repealed Roe v. Wade. And we're barely talking about it because the news is kind of a dumpster fire, as you alluded to. There's a lot going on. I
mean, I know that when this, in the last few years, that places like Georgia, Texas, they eliminated their maternal mortality boards. So I don't even know if there's a place where we're able to get the data on whether it's mothers dying in childbirth, infants. And I know there's a lot of information out there about the poverty levels in states where there's an abortion ban and how much these families are struggling. And I know that's a conversation for another time, because you do extraordinary work. I don't want to make you keep talking about it on our show. I do want to thank you for the work that you do. And if there's anything you want to share with us, you want to jump on and say, hey, I've got a story I need your audience to know about, please don't hesitate, okay?
Thank you. And thank you so much for having me. I always love coming on.
Absolutely. You take care of yourself, stay hydrated, and we look forward to talking to you again, my friend.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. If today did anything, I hope it made this real for you. Follow Alana Vagianos at Huffington Post. That's huffpost.com. Look for her name, Alana Vagianos. She's been on this beat for years, from the clinics to the state houses, putting names and faces on policy that most of us only ever hear as a headline. And if you've got a story like the one she's chasing, she takes tips directly. And you've got to stay informed, because the woman who drove 10 hours to Kansas didn't see it coming either. None of this knocks first. It shows up in a debate about your drinking water in your neighbor's medical chart, in a bill with an Illinois name on it. You don't get to opt out of a story just because it's not touching you or reaching your block yet. So read the reporting, share it, and the next time somebody tells you this doesn't touch them, remember the $750, the rented car, the 3 kids, the 10-hour drive. It touches somebody, and someday that somebody could be you or someone you love. Thank you, Alana. With that, I know it's a lot. Take care of yourselves. Looking forward to seeing everybody at Pride this weekend. Love you, lady. Bye, everyone.